Go flat tracker, go flat tracker, go, go, go.
The Kelpie Flat Track Pod, brought to you by our partners, shreaddesign.co for the sickest jersey prints in the biz, Euroka Fencing for all your rural farming fencing needs, classic wheels, spokes and Otway hydroblasting, making your old girl look new again, and of course Kelpie, keeping you on track for longer. Now let's get into the episode.
Yeah, awesome. So here we are for another Kelpie Flat Track Pod, and we've got Scott Wilkins in the North Island. How you going, Scott?
I'm going good, Darcy. Good to hear you again, mate.
Yeah, great. Thanks for coming back on. And I apologise. My internet seems to be a bit sluggish for some reason, so hopefully it doesn't cause too much problems.
No, you seem to be right. You seem to be right on this side, so hopefully it goes all good.
Yeah, sweet. And you've got good connection. I remember the first time we got together, you said your connection was a bit dodgy.
Yeah. Sometimes we get a bit of dodgy connection here, but it seems to be good. Been good lately. Hopefully you don't hear the background noise. My kids are refusing to go to bed tonight, so yeah.
How old are they?
4 and 5.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, real young.
Yeah. So Hadley's 5, and he just started racing at Rosebank Road in the Peewees this year. So he's got a little
cool. So
yeah.
Do they do that on the big track like you guys, or on a small track?
They have done it on a big track. The little track's too wet, but they typically have a little 150-metre track in the middle. All the bike speedway tracks do have a smaller kids track in the middle. They run up to 250cc solos on. So they run a Peewee division, which is TDR 50s and Sierra 50s, and we've got a little KDX 50, which is basically a JR 50. So, and then they run a 105 solo, and then a 200 solo.
Yeah, right. And so New Zealand Flat Track hasn't developed a junior class yet?
Not yet. We're talking about it. Because we run in other people's meetings, there's not a lot of time to add extra classes, which is probably the biggest one we've got at. But I was talking to some of the guys actually about that too, where we go. And yeah, I think that's our next progression. But it's probably we need that stepping stone to have our own meetings. And we get in there, but it's pretty hard for someone to build a bike for one meeting a year or something like that. So that's really our next big stepping stone. So
yeah, right. So it's interesting. From what I see across the internet, and I came over and had a race at South Island myself, and it seems to be still growing, which is good.
Yeah, no, it's growing really good. Really awesome to see Ariti Park in Invercargill, which is there's 3 bike speedway tracks in New Zealand. Rosebank and Moore Park have been running flat trackers for 5 years, and Ariti Speedway have contracted them this year, so they've been running them. Unfortunately, they've had a couple of rainouts early, and the Christchurch boys haven't been able to travel down, so they've only had 3 or 4 bikes at the track at the first couple of meetings. They had a meeting last night that got rain shortened as well. It was the New Zealand under 21 solo champs. And so it's going down there. It was absolutely awesome. They've included us in the Burt Munro meeting this year, which is, it's the biggest speedway motorcycle event in New Zealand. They draw a big crowd. And those who don't know about the Burt Munro, look it up. It's the most awesome week of motorsport. You very rarely get towns that love you to turning up, but they've added a flat track class in there, and I think we've already got 15 or 16 entries for it. So, and Moore Park have really played ball and put the Canterbury flat track champs on the weekend after. So we can go down and, like, I'm taking the family down, and we're hiring a camper van and doing a tour through Central Otago on the way back up. So make a week of it.
Yeah, beautiful. Is there so quite a few North Island guys going down there for that?
I think there's about 10 of us at this stage, 8 to 10 of
Oh,
us.
right.
Yeah, so we're just organising vehicles and who can go down for the week and who can fly down and back, and so at this stage it looks like a heap of us are going down.
Yeah, so you're packing out the class so far, so the chances of the North Island getting on the top step pretty high.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, the South Island step this year. Guy whose name's jumped out of my head, but Andrew has just stepped on. He's was a top super motard rider in the country, Andrew Rudd, and he's converted his motard bike to flat track. He runs a Dyno Works out of Ashburton. So his bikes are always really fast, and he's converted a super motard gas to flat track, and he's hauling. He's 2 or 3 meetings in, and he was winning motos and everything at the Clay Classic on his second ever dirt flat track meeting. So there's some fast South Island boys coming too. So we're not going to have it too easy. Drake, he's built up a really cool Rotac. Unfortunately, he's a bit injured at the moment, so he hasn't been able to ride it. But he's going to be quick on that too. So
hopefully we'll get to have a chat with him as well and see what's going on down that side of the country as well. But I've seen pictures of that Rotax. I actually think it's got one of my wheels on it. which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's good to get support from all over the joint. So how was the Sam Smith Classic? You had a guest rider over there.
Yeah,
and,
we had Mackay's Luke Burgess come over. I've been friends on Facebook for a while. We had mutual friends through his road racing experience over here, and he said, "I'd like to come." I said, "Well, I'm not riding my bike. You can ride my bike." So he came over and he rode my 9, and then he said, "Oh, is there any other classes I could ride?" And we said, "Yeah, we'll find your bike." So he bought a Michelin Trials tyre, which is more typical Australian flat track setup, and I gave him my 2006 KDX 220.
Oh,
we put
yeah,
a tyre
yeah.
on that on Friday afternoon, and yeah, he also rode a Triumph a little bit, but I think that freaked him out a little bit. So, but he went really, really well. I think having the bike to go back to hurt him a bit. He didn't feel comfortable on the 19s, even though he was fastest. He was fastest in the first set of practices and only 0.1 of a second off Blake in the second set. But
Yeah, right.
it's a little bit different to ride, and I had my bike set up quite low in the front too, which I probably didn't help the situation.
Yeah.
For a couple of weekends, the Kawasaki has quite a narrow fork set up, so we can't
Yeah.
go in the middle because it touches the wheel. So I have it set up so it's below. So, and on that day you get a lot of practice, but don't get a lot of time between to do much. So he decided just to stick to the KDX, and he ruled the stock bike classes fairly easy on it. Although the local young road racer gave him a bit of a run in that Tyler King, who's since gone and bought a flat track bike, so he's bought a KTM 250. He said when the Road Race Nationals take a hiatus, he'll be back racing with us at Rosebank.
Yeah, cool.
So he went really well. He actually had Sam Smith's bike to ride, the 88 bike that Sam's family keeps digging as that, but mechanical issues. I think it's been really the town slut really, and everyone's had a ride. No one's had any maintenance on it, but that bike has been rebuilt. Dave Cole, was Sam's mechanic and a very close friend of the family, has got it sorted out. It wasn't a major problem, and that bike's actually heading down to Invercargill for Cormac Buchanan to ride. Now, has done Red Bull rookies for the last 3 seasons in Europe. Done a lot of flat track training in Spain and that, because he's doing FIM Mini GP and Red Bull rookies and a lot of road racing in Europe. He's currently Yamaha 600 rider here, current New Zealand 600 Super Sport champ.
Yeah, right.
He's actually getting Sam's 88A bike to ride.
Yeah, cool.
He'll be at Ariti for some meetings leading up to and for the Burt, and then also he will be hopefully do the Canterbury Champs the week after that too. So pretty cool to see.
Yeah, so what's already parked? So the Burt Monroe meeting, what's that capped at on? I saw it was capped, was it 35 or something?
Or 32 or something? 30 riders.
Yeah, 30 riders. So still half a field available at the moment.
Yeah, still still places in there and everything like that. So yeah, it is open so that we can run 15 bikes on the track at a time. And then allowing it to be full heat. So
yeah, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. And like you said, I actually have been there and during that event, and it's just shoulder to shoulder, like no room to move as far as spectators, and it'd be a great atmosphere to ride in for sure. It's killing me. I don't think I can pull it off, and it's killing me. I really wanted to come for the first one and then do the Canterbury Champs the next weekend. But I really wanted to do it on my bike, and that's not going to happen because of the finances. But there is a 03 YZ 450 still sitting in Dad's garage, so don't rule me out yet.
Awesome. Would love to see it.
I did talk to him about it, and he said, "Yeah, no worries." But I don't know. It's just not my bike, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd like to come and represent better than I did when I was at Moore Park. So
it's always hard coming on a bike you're not comfortable with too, and especially the way New Zealand Speedway meters are set up, you don't get any practice. So.
No, that's right. Yeah, so when I hopped on Drakey's bike, I had to sit on it in the pits, and I went, "Oh yeah, should be all right." Felt not bad, and then I started rolling on it, and I'm going, "Actually, it is freaking low. Like it's actually a lot lower than I'm used to." And the first race, I got third, but it was a little bit dodgy. It was sort of like my steel shoe came off, and I was just having a few how's your mother sort of moments. And then I think I put a little bit of air in the tyres. And after that, it was pretty good. But it's hard they can be noisy if they want. It's hard it's hard to go full guts, on someone else's bike.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that too. It's easier. Like if you crash your own bike, you can take some time to fix it and all that. But you don't like that doing that to other people's bikes. So
and plus, I really don't want to get injured, and not my home country. Well, it's my home country, but
Yeah, yeah,
when we were flying out, I think it was 2 days later or something. So
yeah. No, I understand. I understand that, and yeah, as now I've got the kids and like that. Yeah, been injured and with work and everything that goes on and bills to pay. I understand that.
yeah, look, if you're a pro racer or something, it's a totally different
Yeah,
story, isn't it? You go,
yeah,
well, if you're 16, you just
yeah,
bloody go for it. But
yeah. Definitely. I'm
yeah,
46 now,
unfortunately.
and crashing hurts like hell.
Yeah. Well, we're the same age, so I'm
Yeah,
47 next week, and it's actually Friday, and yeah, it's just like the last broken collarbone. Yeah, it did make me think about it. It
yeah,
did make me think about pulling back a bit more and actually listening to my missus because she sort of said, when's it? Are you trying to kill yourself? Basically, she told
yeah.
me, or she told me I was trying to commit suicide. I said
Yeah,
that's
well,
ridiculous. That's
my wife
ridiculous, but.
my wife's been pretty good because I've given up the land speed records now too, and that's what really scared her. So the flat track was pretty
Yeah,
slow.
yeah,
So she, yeah,
yeah.
and balance, she's pretty happy. But yeah, I had a crash on the end of not end of last season before. We had a big pile up in the first lap, and I dislocated my shoulder, and I'd had a lot of issues with that shoulder. So thankfully, it didn't cause any more. But yeah,
Yeah, right. Is that why you chose not to race at the Sam Classic, or is that because you're on the organising side of things?
nah, mainly we run a pretty small team there, and it was
Yeah,
last year. I was thinking about what I had to do next after while I was racing, and I used to
yeah,
do the
yeah,
same at motocross, and I had some big crashes doing that, and it means more to me to run that meeting well. That means to me to
yeah,
place it. I've podium the Sam Swiss Classic. I've podium the Class 7 like that. Me personally, I'm probably better at organising events than I am racing, and that one in particular because Sam and his family, it means so much to me and his mates and his family that to make that meeting run well means more to me than racing well. And you can't do both properly. So yeah,
yeah.
we the car club help us. The Waihi Beach dirt track club help us a lot, but they don't. We run pretty different formats there, and it's a bit of a hybrid format. So there's not a lot of people I can put that know everything that goes on. So that's the main reason I didn't ride this year. I made the decision last year as I came off the track thinking, yeah, I was going into turn 3 thinking, oh shit, I hadn't done that and I need to do that before the next moto. So
Yeah,
it's not a good way to be when you're racing around other bikes, and it puts yourself in danger and puts other riders in danger. So I don't ride to my ability, and yeah, I've just got too much else to go. So I made the call this year not to race. And then I was going to put someone else on my bike, and then with Luke Burgess coming up, I put him on it. So
yeah, fair call. And it's actually something rewarding about being able to offer a bike up and have
yeah,
someone ride it and stuff. Anyway, like doing that sort of team manager stuff and the filming that I've been doing and that at the AFTN and that at first I really thought I was a little bit jealous of the guys out on track, to be honest. But by the last 2 rounds, I was going, I actually enjoy it. And I couldn't, there's no way you could do both. Like, even if
yeah,
running our team, even though it's a small affair at the moment, I don't think I could ride and, give the guys the attention as well as worry
no,
about going out there and racing to do my best either.
no,
So,
definitely not. It's the same thing. And when you're running guys and like that, you're taking pressure off them. If you're doing it yourself, you're not taking the pressure off them. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I get a lot of people ask me, "Oh, why aren't you out there?" And it's sort of like, well, yeah,
yeah,
it's a long-winded answer.
yeah,
But yeah, no, it looks like it's going really good down there or up there your way, and that's a
yeah.
beautiful track. Like it's got one of the best views in the world for a
Yeah,
racetrack, really.
most people put a house site up there, but I'm pretty lucky the farmer Graham, who's a motorcycle enthusiast as well. He's put a dirt track there, so yeah, it's a pretty awesome view.
So do they normally run cars there? Did you
Yeah, they
say?
run
Or?
cars there, so it's what in New Zealand we refer to as a black track. So it's a non-speedway New Zealand track,
Yeah,
more sort of lower end cars and all that. Although they do have some pretty quick cars there, mid-mounted V8s and
yeah,
Monaro shells and stuff like that, and full tube chassis with that, so that the top end cars will run pretty quick, and a lot of Speedway New Zealand cars will run there for practice and that as well. So yeah, they run sidecars there and they run bikes. Well, run bikes here with us, but yeah, it's grassroots little motorsport there, and yeah, it's pretty relaxed. So
yeah, cool. And going back to your forks and the tire rub and that sort of stuff, what do you drop them about 80 to 100?
mine have dropped 125 mils.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
they're real low, and once you're used to it, I like it. It
yeah,
turns in real nice and it sits there. But I think coming off motocross level forks at the
yeah,
middle of the corner, it tucks. So
yeah,
yeah, and not everyone runs as low as I do. I've made a decision, and I've sort of riding it, and once you know it, you know it. And yeah, I run Hoosier tyres, and I find them really good. So
Yeah.
I haven't ridden DT4 Dunlop. Sometimes I prefer not to know. So yeah, the Hoosiers look really cool. So and they seem to hook up well and like that. We can turn them, and I groove them to get another run out of them. And later in the season, we're running just some club days. So yeah.
My favourite.
I used to race a speedway car, so I've got a groover for that.
Okay.
So it makes a big difference. Get extra life out, extra edge out of a tyre for a little bit.
Yeah. My favourite are the Maxxis DTR ones.
Yeah.
So far, they seem to be the best. The soft compound, I think that's R3 or something.
Yeah.
The soft compound. Yeah, they seem to be the best ones.
Yeah, we don't have any Maxxis importers bringing the flat track tyres in yet, but
right.
that may change. So at the moment, we can get Shinkos.
Yeah.
They stock them, and they're probably a lot of people run because of the best price. Mitas have a few in stock. It's been a little patchy with stock and that, but they do a few. And then Hoosier, you have to indent, so you got to order them. They take about a month to 6 weeks to get here, depending on time of the year and when they're bringing the sprint car tyres in. They come into the sprint car tyre importer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the Dunlop, so they ran out most of last year, but they're back in stock and that again now. So yeah, but they're actually distributed through the same company that does it in Australia. So yeah, they're the New Zealand Dunlop distributor as well. So yeah, those tyres are getting easier to get, and actually a lot of the sidecar boys are running our tyres now too. So
are they? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
So
what were they using before? A speedway tyre or?
Well, they run a speedway tyre on the back, but on the clay tracks they run a 17-inch wet.
Oh, okay.
So most of the speedway sidecar boys, the top guys, will have a clay track set up for the car tracks, which will be wet, 17-inch wet. But some of them are now running a 19-inch flat track tyre. Yeah. But then on the dirt tracks, on the Origi and the Moore Park and the Rosebank, they'll run a 19-inch speedway tyre.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
it's cool. I tried Shinkos for the first time on Drakey's bike, and he flip or put a new one on the back? I think he flipped it, so I had a fresh edge on the left, which was good. Yeah, and I looked down at the front, and then I just quickly looked back up.
If you're not used to running an oblate, it's probably pretty.
It was all right. I've had a bit of practice on the American tyres, so that was okay. But it was just I hadn't tried the Shinkos before, so that was a little bit unknown. But and it was a little bit used on the left, but it was actually okay. Like I've actually got a set on my bike now to try out because I was quite impressed. Actually, I thought they were pretty good.
If they've got an edge, they're pretty good. Once they lose their edge, they're probably not as good as the more expensive tyres. Like they'll last longer. If you got anything on them, they're pretty good.
Yeah, if you're using them on, because our tracks tend to be probably a bit deeper and it's a little bit different surface as well. Yeah. But I think they'll be fine. Yeah, I can't wait to try them actually. But
So another thing we got going last year in the first round was, and I donated a trophy for it, we're doing a North versus South.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And we're making the rules basically like state of origin, where you come from. Yeah. So there's a couple of boys that run out of Auckland, live in Auckland now, but they're Christchurch boys. So Robbie and Al Hoogie, and Al Hoogie's ex-New Zealand Superbike champ. So currently third or fourth in the series after the first couple of rounds this year.
Yeah, okay.
So they're riding for the South Island, even though they live in Auckland now, but they're South Island boys. They're both Christchurch born. So Robbie Stokes is one. He's an ex-New Zealand road race champ as well in the Pro Twin class. So last year we ran it at Moore Park during the Big Easter 2-day meeting, and the North Island won. So I didn't go down for that, but Blake, Mark, and Dan Jordan held up North Island. So this year we've actually had the Wanganui Club approach us, which is a stock car track in Wanganui, a very famous motorcycling town with a street race and everything like that.
Yeah.
And the stock car track's actually right next to the motocross track. They call it Ocean View Speedway. So it's up on the heads above the airport and above the river mouth into the ocean, so they call it Ocean View Speedway. And it's a pretty tight stock car track, which I think will be pretty cool for bikes racing. So on the 27th of January, we're running there for the
awesome.
As part of a car meeting. So that'll be really, really cool. It looks like we've got 5 South Islanders coming up. So we'll match 5 North Islanders there, maybe put an extra couple in the race as well, non-team members, and we'll run a North versus South. So we want that to be an annual event.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, those sort of things are pretty good, aren't they? They have character, and get sort of people interested to come and look and give each island someone to barrack for, so to speak, sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's cool being Wanganui because Wanganui's not only about an hour and a half in the ferry, or maybe 2 hours from the ferry, so it's not too bad for travel others come up. So it'd be cool to have it there. And maybe in the future we get into Plenum Speedway or Nelson Speedway, which a couple of car tracks at top half at South Island too. So it's pretty cool.
So
anyway,
you mentioned twins before. Have you got enough twins to have a twins class now?
We did it the Clay Classic. I think we had 9.
Oh yeah.
No, well, that was a Thunderbike, so you're allowed to run air-cooled singles as well.
Oh okay.
Yeah. So that was guy won on an XR 500.
Oh yeah.
On 18-inch KT 180s. So it looks so Vince, he had a real good that, and a DR 350 running it, but there's a couple of old Triumphs and Nortons and that in there as well. So Bernie's dad put 2 bikes up, put Jamie Moore, who's one of the top New Zealand Speedway sidecar riders, current NZ, has also been touring NZ. He rode one of them, and they put one of the top solo riders on another one too. So
yeah, right. And what did they reckon? Was that their first time on that style
was the
of
first time
bike?
on it. I mean, after Luke stopped riding my bike, I put Jamie Moon out on my bike, and he was looking up trade me ads for flat track bikes the next week too. So he really loved it. But he's an amazing sidecar racer. He's racing in Australia and that as well.
Okay.
So yeah, he's it was pretty cool to see him have a go. So it was interesting. I came back and there's some zip ties attached to the front of my bike. I was like, what were these for? But he runs an airbag suit. So
Okay.
So he ran the mounts to run an airbag. Yeah. So
like a lanyard or something.
Like a lanyard. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So it's interesting. They adapted that pretty quick. So
yeah. So is that that's interesting because it is something I've been looking at bringing in, and is that the vest style one or is it actually part of his suit?
Well, he runs a Kevlar suit, so I presume it must be a vest style one. He runs a style one-piece Kevlar suit, so I doubt that would be like the road race ones that are built into leathers. So
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Yeah, because I was struggling to get answers about can we use them. I mean, you would think that there shouldn't be a reason that you can't use them in the sport, but
having been an administrator, I sort of understand. Yeah, because do you have a chest protector rule?
Yeah.
So we have it has to be a commercially manufactured plastic chest protector.
Yeah,
and the road race rules had to be updated to allow them that as well because they had a chest protector and a back protector rule.
Yeah, well, we so. Actually, it's a back protector that we have to have. Not so much the chest part, but most of them have that attached anyway. Yeah. Some of the guys used just the they're like dungaree style, just the straps, and it's just got the back part on, like some of the road racing style ones. But I prefer to use just like the whole sort of pressure suit they call them, or body armor. May as well do your elbows and everything. So.
Yeah, because our rule is basically the motocross rule in New Zealand, which is it's not a full back protector as such. It's commercially manufactured chest and back protection. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I've seen some pretty nasty crashes this year over here, and I'd wrap myself in bubble wrap if I sometimes. It is.
Definitely. I'm the same. Like I run elbow pads on the speedway surfaces too, where I don't do it in motocross just because it's gritty and stuff like that too. So
yeah. No, it's worth protecting yourself, especially the speeds you get. And your tracks are all what length are they? About 450s, sort of.
Not even that big. Like our biggest track we go to is probably Waikaraka, and I think that's 435.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, so quite a bit shorter.
Play with a concrete wall, so. Yeah,
nice.
So that's the car track. That's the longest car track. I think Ariti's the longest of the bike tracks, and that's about 403.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You guys haven't been discussing trying to get a sort of TT section built into any of them?
Nah, because we're not the whole club. It's not really a thing. We did about maybe trying to. It probably is feasible to do it long enough at Waihi. But it's not really where we're at the moment. It's the same sort of horse before the cart type thing. Yeah. We need to get our own venue, which is very expensive, and the hardest thing is regulation, resource consents and stuff like that, which exists.
Oh, look, it's great that you can go racing anyway. I mean, all those things that will evolve, won't it? And I'd say you'll eventually get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Like, it actually came up on my Facebook this week. We're 5 years in from the first meeting at Rosebank Road.
Right.
We had 4 bikes there.
Yeah.
So we had 4 bikes in the first couple of meetings, and we had 6, and we had 8, and then we had 10. And now I think we've got 18 or 19 members. Had a couple more guys join this year, and we've got a good group going too. And everyone's racing for the same reasons. And most people have come from different parts of motorcycling, whether it be road racing or cross country or enduro, or a lot of motocross guys in that as well too. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And I was actually, when you were saying about the speedway guys before, I was going to say, are they sort of the most common competitors that you're getting crossing over, or because motocross guys tend to go, oh, that's a bit boring,
Yeah.
why would I do that sort of thing, or especially over here. But once they get on the track and have a go, their mind changes. But
yeah, to be honest, probably Christchurch have had a couple of guys like Andy Walker, who's ex-New Zealand solo champ, won a solo champ. He's our similar age to us. He tried racing a solo last year and had a few crashes, and I think with a solo you have to be 100% on them. Like they're an evil machine, and you can't ride them half-assed. And with a flat track bike's a bit more forgiving. So he's actually purchased a flat track bike, and he's doing really well. So and there's actually one of the guys in Christchurch double classes, so he'll ride a solo and a flat track bike on the same night.
Oh, right.
So I can't imagine it's too easy, because he's about the most different bikes motorcycles you can get. About the only
that's
different
right.
thing to do with them is they've got two wheels. So and the throttle on the right hand side, about everything else is different. So so we've got a couple of solo guys coming over. A few motocross guys like Blake that probably come from motocross background, but the biggest one is probably road racing. And they're still currently road racing, but because it's so expensive to road race, even to practice, they get time in the bikes, and that's why flat track's big in Spain and even like that. It's mainly to practice for road race, because over here it's probably $250 plus tires for a tractor.
Right.
And Moore Park and that are $10 for a race day. There's no comparison.
Actually, I was standing with Draghi when he actually paid for me to ride, which was awesome. And when I heard them ask that for the amount, I'm going, holy shit, that's pretty good. So, that's a good deal.
So Speedway New Zealand, and actually comes from the car one, it's actually illegal. It's against the rules to charge an entry.
Right.
But Moore Park has a $10 safety airbag levy.
And
Road called a track prep levy. So it's actually, even national championships and Speedway New Zealand rules, it's illegal to charge an entry fee. You're allowed to charge a late entry fee if you don't enter on time. But if you get the title on time, they're not allowed to charge an entry.
So it's been a little bit since I've entered a race, but normal sort of club days around $75 or something.
And then that's what the Clay Classic is. Like Clay Classic, Australia's very the reason you don't get practice, and the reason it's a 4-hour show, is because the spectators pay the bill. And it's very unusual in motorsport anywhere in the world.
It would be. And I think the AFT, I think it's about $120 each event.
I talked about coming over to AFTN and looking at the Brisbane round maybe and last year, but just one of the big things was it sold out. So
so that's going to get even more competitive. We're looking at doing some here in Victoria as well, as a Victorian series. And probably will start out very small. Well, not probably, it will start out very small, but you probably have more chance getting into that one.
And that might be the case. And it's it's hard enough to find a motocross bike, and everyone's got one of those, but to find a flat track bike. I've looked into the feasibility of maybe bringing suspension and wheels with me, finding someone with a motocross bike, and maybe I can do a swap deal where I do the same. They run a motocross out here on my bike or something like that.
Well, one of our young, one of my team members, Zane Kinner, he actually rides a KX, and I'm sure he would. I'm sure he'd be up for it. He'd love to ride in New Zealand. I'm sure of it. So I think we can work something else. I've obviously got my bike as well. I actually just bought a XG 750 Harley Davidson. So we're going to make that up as well, and so we'll have a few bikes loading around. Don't hesitate to ask.
It's cool, and especially if we can put a race meeting in where my wife can go somewhere to Flemington or something like that, I'm sure we can figure it out.
Share to the horses.
Yeah.
Right.
Her family's very into racing in Ireland. She's Northern Irish, and her actually dad had a horse that raced the Grand National in the UK twice. So.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah.
Horse racing and like that, and my sister and family are big into eventing horses and stuff like that. So I've sort of grown up around horses too. So
okay. I like horses, but I'm not really into the races and that sort of stuff. Like I watched the is it on the Olympics? I watched watch the cross country one,
Yeah.
where they're jumping all the shit. That's sort of entertaining. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, the gambling side of stuff, yeah, I'd rather spend my money on racing.
Yeah. Pretty good party there. That's why I like going to racing. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I hope that AFTN's going to turn into a bit more like that as well. That spectators come along and party hard and
Yeah.
enjoy it and that sort of thing. Gunnedah, the last 2 rounds was a little bit like that.
Oh,
There was
awesome.
a few people staying on the Saturday night and having quite a few drinks, and
That,
yeah, I'm glad I
so,
wasn't racing actually.
that's cool. So did they pull some spectators at those events or the?
Yeah, so Gunnedah was, I dare say, the biggest.
Yeah.
Then Appin and Brisbane would be similar.
Yeah.
But I think it will grow. Dave's doing a great job of getting lots of social media stuff out there, and I think it's just a matter of time,
I thought it was really, really awesome that Tom and Max came into that final round. Like, they probably had nothing to gain and everything to lose going there, but I thought that was really cool to see that. And I compared it to a lot of time in the height of New Zealand motocross when the Kings and the Townley and Josh Cobbins were doing that. They'd always come back and do a couple of meetings and something, and it always pulled the crowds in. Because if you're interested in sprint track, you can probably make an excuse not to go see your local guys. But when those guys only going to be here once a year, but you definitely So I thought it was really cool on those guys, and obviously there was a team of guys supporting them, and they're not exactly going to have bikes just lying around either. So to build a bike, come out and race, I thought it was really cool on those two guys to do that.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, and you might have seen North Brisbane Cup was this weekend.
I've just some of the videos from that. I saw the Tom Drain, Jack Miller.
Yeah, which is just great publicity for the sport, So
yeah,
it's awesome that they're all doing that, and
seems to just love riding bikes, and to have him come down and do that meeting, and that's really, really cool as well.
Yeah, he also did a little coaching clinic when he came for Phillip Island with some juniors on flat track setups.
Yeah, had him do that. That was I thought it was awesome to see.
Yeah. So I think Dave Maddock was behind that one as well, who's the creator of AFTN.
Oh, cool.
So it's awesome seeing them do all that sort of stuff, and being in the know and having the contacts is obviously a great thing for our sport and building it up. And I've been reached out to by a few people overseas asking about it and that sort of thing, and it's
it seems ATM was supporting that one that Jack did down at Phillip Island too, which was cool to see the manufacturer get behind it too.
Yeah, it is. It is really good, and hopefully that just starts rolling even more and more joining. That's the whole idea of the promotion game is to have the big brands see that it's actually worth having a look at and poking their nose into it.
Yeah, we were lucky enough that KTM. New Zealand KTM manager turned up to the Clay Classic and was really impressed with everything too. They helped Blake Gallardo a little bit with Boston Park. So yeah, it was cool to turn up there.
Who's behind your screen there?
It's my 5-year-old who's refusing to go to bed. It's now 20 to 10 here, and he's got school in the morning. So yeah, he's refusing to go to bed.
Can we say g'day to him or?
Yeah. Hadley, do you want to come say hello to everyone?
Hadley's just at Rosebank now.
So Hadley started racing this year.
Hey Hadley, how you going?
Hi to Darcy.
Okay.
How are you going? Enjoying racing?
Yeah, he's loving it.
That was it.
Really loves it. So
hi, he is enjoying racing a lot. Hello.
G'day, how you going? Oh, he's gone all shy. Don't go shy, mate.
Yeah, so he's really loving it. We're doing a bit of we've got little things over here with kids camps where they have a Honda and Yamaha both run their own series with it, where you go to a campground or go to like a farmer's paddock and they have all different sort of tracks set up and everything like that. So we went to one of those a couple of weeks ago, and we've got another big one that's right next to a lake at Rotary.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And how many kids are you getting turning up?
I think the Honda one at Rotary is the biggest, and that's about 450 people.
Yeah, you're kidding. Yeah, awesome.
So the Yamaha ones, I think they cap at 200 riders. So yeah. So they're really cool. So it's one thing with our laws in New Zealand, that sort of thing's a lot easier. Yeah, it's a lot easier to do that sort of thing. We don't have the insurance problems that you do in Australia. So
the Rego and all that sort of stuff. You guys can still ride down by the river and that, can't you?
Because we can't sue each other because of our ACC laws. Yeah, it makes things a lot easier, and that's probably why grassroots motorsport's a lot easier in New Zealand. So
No, it's something we do miss, and it's I don't know if it stunts the growth or not of the sport, but yeah, it is a bit annoying. It makes it hard, but then, mate, with the big population too, you do get some whackers out there doing stupid stuff. So you
Oh,
know, the laws above have to control it somehow, I guess. So
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I've been on the other side of it, and yeah, I've ran events and ran motocross and stuff a long time, and I've had a death at a meeting I was running and like that. So I've been through coroner's court, so I understand the other side of it and that as well. So yeah, we're pretty fortunate here. I mean, it's God's country for riding dirt bikes around here. It's why motocross is so popular, because everywhere you drive in New Zealand just looks like a perfect motocross track. So
yeah, those rolling hills, beautiful.
and trail riding is huge in New Zealand, because you can take a motocross bike anywhere. You don't need a rego, you don't need lights, you don't need any.
Yeah.
And like I live in town, and there's 5 or 6 dirt bike parks that run either open all the time, or Ben Townley's just open 1.5 hours away. There's 2 down towards Wakatani. There's another one pretty close to Tauranga, and yeah, there's just lots and lots of places to ride.
Do any of them have a flat track in them yet?
No, we're working on. So
Yeah, that would be that could be a bit of an angle, couldn't it, for some black flag events and stuff. You know?
Yeah, the hard thing is you need the gear to keep the flat track flat. So
Yeah.
and a lot, especially around the Bar Plain, the soils aren't real good for that. But yeah, it is possible. So we're working on it. So as I say, it's that horse before the cart type one. We sort of need enough riders to be able to run by ourselves.
Yeah. It's funny. I think personally, because I've seen it here at a motocross park, and that there's a speedway track next to it, and people want to ride on it, but they wouldn't let them ride on it. And every now and then you could get a sneaky on it, but a lot of people wanted to ride on it. It was just the high speed factor, and they didn't have anyone to stand there and monitor it all the time and that sort of stuff. So, but
That's what we do with the Clay Classic, because we run those stock bike classes where all you need is a flat track rear tyre.
Yeah.
Because we're not running a Speedway New Zealand facility, we don't need a lanyard switch. Because a lanyard's all for AFTN.
No.
Yeah, so unfortunately it's a rule from Speedway New Zealand. We're dragged over from solos, which we're going to probably try and get rid of, but it's not going to be easy. It's never easy to get rid of a safety rule.
I've never seen an incident that would make you want to use a lanyard, but it's not a bad. I sort of feel like it's not a bad thing either. So if a throttle did stick on or something, that stops it going out into the crowd. So it's probably not a bad thing, but yeah, it's an extra cost for setting the bike up, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the hardest, because you got an electrical wire. Everything else is pretty simple, but I can understand it on a solo, because you've got the big heavy flywheel and like that. But motocross bikes were going a lot slower, and with a flat track bike, and it's when you're not used to running one, you got to make sure you set up your tear off the right way too, because they limit too. So you know they have spongy and it comes from the solo rule too. So
well, the Mo 3 in the garage at Christchurch has got one on it because we needed it for the Burt.
Yeah,
so that would be all good to go. If I did come across, what do I need to get? Actually, no, I shouldn't do it. The Burt will like to get it. What do you call it over there? Green slipped or something?
Yeah, green sheeted. So Speedo New Zealand needs to get the bike green sheeted, but that's all online now, so we can do a lot of it earlier.
Oh, okay.
The Speedway New Zealand, you need a day license, because your motorcycle Australia license won't work because of politics. Sort of thing. So it'd be a bit of a jump around to do the beach race and that, but it's not that much. So you'd probably get a day license, Speedway New Zealand, and you need to get green sheeted that day. But I'm a tech steward anyway, so
I was actually thinking I'd just do everything on the 19th.
Yeah.
The beach race and everything. The beach race would suck on 19th. But
you're not allowed to run the brake at the speedway, but it's only 4 bolts to take that off. So
yeah, that's it. You can just take the lever off, can't you? The front lever, or does it?
You actually take the caliper off as well. So
do you?
Motorcycle New Zealand rules, you can just take the brake lever off, but Speedway New Zealand rules, you have to take the whole brake off. But there's not much difference in it. So
right.
Yeah.
So what was the highlight of your
beach race on my flat track bike? But with how low it is at the front, and I know how rough it was, bad enough on a supermoto bike with just hard suspension without it being low. So I don't think I'd try it on the flat track bike the way I've got it set up. But it would be quite cool back and then coming back down when you're in the hard.
I did it the first year, well, actually 2 years I did it. Or did I do it all three? I can't remember. No, 2 years I think I only did the beach race. And the first year I almost finished the big main one, how many laps is that? 50 laps or whatever it is. Yeah, but my oil transfer line split.
Oh,
And
okay.
Dad was waving me down for 2 laps, and I finally stopped. And as I looked up to the left, they were waving the checkered flag. I should have. I had one corner to go.
I spat a chain, and there's quite a famous photo in the wood and dirt right down under me, sitting on the inside, because I took the chain guide off for motard, and I thought, I don't need it, won't be that. But yeah, I spat a chain off. So the 5 minutes would have taken me to put that on. I should have done it, but yeah. Guys sitting there helping me told me I should have done it. I said, no, I'll be right. And he's given me shit ever since. So that's Greg from Motor in the Cargill. So yeah, he was right.
It's an awesome experience, the beach race. I recommend it to anyone. Being roosted from 30 meters away is nothing like it.
Yeah, and it's cool to see some of the big bikes in there too. They do it in some of the creations, and
some of them.
When I was a kid, my old man won the New Zealand Open beach race title in 1987 on a GS1000.
Oh yeah.
Back then.
Yeah, right.
I've been going to beach racing most of my life and that as well. So that used to put up roofs that used to split roll-off film. So
yeah, I bet it did. And so what was your highlight of 2023 this year?
Well, probably it just came up. I actually managed to win the Canterbury Champs this time last year. So the 22 Canterbury Champs, which I worked out the last time I won something was about 2,000 on a KX 500 at Wakatani. But yeah, so that was my highlight. Qualified it pretty good. Got second in our heat. Second in our group. So I got a front row start and got a hole shot and left them. So I thought the race was about 10 laps, but it ended up being a 15-lap main. So I was searching for that white flag for a while, and we caught up on traffic, and it was lapping guys, and I caught up on two guys, and I didn't really want to carve them up or anything like that, but I knew Drakey wasn't that far behind, so luckily they sort of got in line, and I managed to get them both in one corner and get a break again. But that was definitely my highlight. So yeah, going down there and winning it, and we drove down. Family put me up, and me and my wife drove down. Mum and Dad looked after the kids, and that was just a really awesome weekend. And yeah, it was nice. Cool. We had 5 North Island bike. It was really, really cool weekend. So that was so we're back. I got a trophy at home, so I got to go back and defend it. And yeah, with the South Island boys going better and better, and I think Blake will be down there this year, so he's probably the top dog in the country in this KTM 300 two-stroke. So yeah. But I really loved Moore Park. It was it had a cushion, so it was slippery on the inside, but it had more lines. Okay. I think I find when Roseback's perfect, it's really good, but it's probably less consistent. We're more on the inside, but you had the cushion, and you could it was. I really enjoyed the track, and I'm really looking forward to racing Orichi because that looks really fun.
I think Orichi will be awesome, and I enjoyed Moore Park as well. It was quite different to I think I've ridden here. It's somewhere in between a granite and an oil track. And it really changed on the last race, which sort of stuffed us three up that we were slightly quicker than the others. We it's the what do you call it, handicap race.
Yeah,
and it was a lot slicker than we realised. We probably should have started on the other side of the tapes, not right in front of the other 3 or other 6 or whatever was left.
Yeah.
But Johnny and Drakey, they like to send it, and they do come charging, that's for sure. I had both of them fly into me and fly past me, and it was pretty it was good. It's good racing that track. It's tight and fun.
And you're not going overly fast too, and especially with the airbags there, it gives you a bit more sense not having especially when we race a car tracks, it's a concrete wall, and they're pretty scary. They were pretty scary when we used to race a car. I know the cage around me, so because you knew how much it was going to cost if you ripped the wheel off the front of it. But so that's been pretty cool. We didn't get a chance to go back to Gisborne this year. We got rained out. We got down there and had a massive storm and got rained out. So we're going back there early next year, in March, I think. So that'll be cool again. And just Rosebank's running us every week, and that's every week they run, which is about once or twice a month. So I tend to run a 3-week schedule. I'm really looking forward to Wanganui. So Wanganui will be a tight little track. I think it'll be different, and it's got one tight corner, one open corner.
Cool. Is there any sort of new events happening in 2024? It's just going to be a similar schedule to this year?
It'll be a similar schedule. Yeah, we've already set the date for the Clay Classic, which will be the 2nd of November.
Yeah, I saw that.
We put it in with the club, so we wanted to get that date out nice and early. So if anyone wants to come over, they've got heaps of time to prepare.
Yeah.
We were looking at maybe a couple of changes there, maybe adding a ladies class. We've had a few ladies want to have a ride, and so
Yeah, nice.
maybe run a non-competitive class where you just basic practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, which means we can put other people on our bikes and stuff like that too. So yeah. So
sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no. So that sort of changes and everything. We got the date out nice and early. We'll sort the details later. So yeah, but the Waihi Beach Dirt Track Club have just been absolutely amazing to deal with again. They rent us a whole facility for less than it used to cost us for water trucks and toilets to run it.
Yeah, right.
So and the facility's unbelievable. We got 20 mil of rain the day before, and the track was perfect all day.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Those guys put a massive effort in for us, and yeah.
So anyone that's listening to this pod and in your country in New Zealand or wanting to come across, or what's the best way to contact someone that will be able to help them out? New Zealand Flat Track on Facebook or
NZFT, New Zealand Flat Track on Facebook is probably the best bet. It's also on Instagram, but Flat Track, but Facebook's probably the one we update the most. My contact details are on there too. If you want to get that, on the Blake Gillard's a rep for Rosebank Road. So get hold of Blake through there or his socials. And Tony Cutler is the rep for Moore Park, and I think he's actually standing rep for Ariti Park as well. So he's helping a bit down there as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's the New Zealand FT Facebook page is probably the best way to get hold of us.
Yeah, cool. Because I have had a few guys asking me about coming over and what's it take and bikes and
I'll just put a post on there and like that. So
I think we sort of need to get a couple groups in each country together that have spare bikes or land bikes that they're happy to do, and I think it's going to be the easiest way because it's about so I was looking at bringing the bike over. It was about $2,500, and
rate's gone through COVID. So
yeah, it does. I mean, I worked it out. If I did the Canterbury Champs and the Burt, and if I entered everything at the Burt, it was about $100 a ride, to have my bike there. Which sort of in racing over here, that's not too bad. And like you say, if you went to do supermoto over here, it's the same as your road racing here, $260 a day sort of thing. So for a trip of a lifetime, you can sort of justify it, but it's just that organising it and losing your bike. You can't race it if there's events close, because it's going in the container and that sort of thing. And it's a bit of pissing around. Like I think if we can work out some bikes each side, that'd be a good way. And people, put some money towards them or something. I don't know how it would work, but not as not $3,000.
Exactly. So no, it's good. And any Australians listening, if you really want a fun week, and even if you come over to spectate, the Burt Munro is an unbelievable week. The New Zealand Superbike Champs are now part of the Burt Munro as well. So there. Unfortunately, the street race is no longer there, but it wasn't anyway. But the hill climb and the beach race, the speedway race, and now it's New Zealand Superbike Champ. It's a pretty awesome week to come through, and the town just loves you being there, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience to come through. And I've done it twice before now. So I did the super motard and the beach race, and did the track. They had Hayes and Son Teratong race day, and I did that one year. The harder motard bike, that big long front stroke. So
I did that on the 03, would you believe? And I really needed another 2 gears.
They start making some funny noises down the end of that front straight.
I was fully tucked and other like KDMs and that were just going. I was going but through the corners I'd get them back.
Those 20 Aprilias, 550s, man, they've got some topping.
Yeah, definitely do. No, it's an awesome weekend. It's I did it 3 years in a row. I was only meant to go once. I think I've told you that story a million times. And did
you ever do it when they had the long track in it?
No.
I really wish I'd done it. So
I was coming for that, and it was the year it got cancelled, and it's never returned. And that's what I was coming for, because at that stage in Australia we weren't running trotting tracks, and they used to do Bathurst and stuff, and they'd stopped it for whatever reason. And the great thing is with Aussie now is a lot of them are coming back. So there's Bathurst. Hopefully Oyen happens in 2024. That was there in 22, but not this year. And Corindai, which is up by Tamworth.
Yeah.
So, and there's still nothing on American tracks, but they are big and flowing, compared to...
It's something I'd love to try. So maybe if we get... it's the same thing that course, people tend not to love motorbikes. So
Yeah, I don't think that can be the case. That can be the case, but I think in a lot of it, it's the organisation. It's a lot. When you've got a venue that's already set up for racing, it's a whole different story. When you've got something you makeshift in, you got to put up barriers, you got to bring everything in, and it's a huge job.
I can imagine these small towns and rural areas and would love the influx of 100 bikes and 100 crews and 100. Yeah, makes a big difference.
Yeah. So Oyen was definitely like that. It's a town of about 1,500, 2,000 people, something like that. And all of them were at the track. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it brought everyone out and they loved it. And it was a good party afterwards. And but I was talking to one of the guys that helped organise it, and they just, it was more them. From what I can gather, that's why it didn't run this year. It was just getting, it was a big undertaking. So
yeah, and that's happened to street races in New Zealand. Like we've lost Pyro for that same reason. The original organising committee had sort of got old or passed away and moved on, and you did a lot. It's more a passion decision than a checkbook decision. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
same thing happened at was the Canterbury one that just went away.
The Mount. What is it called? King of the Mountain, isn't it?
No, it was a little town just out of Christchurch, just at the ski fields. They had one too, and then they had a right of death there. And the guy who originally set it up, he'd passed away, and the organised committee just looked at the risk reward and said no. It became a financial decision rather than a passionate decision.
Yeah. My brother raced there either that event or the year before, and he had a crash there too and hurt his leg or something. I thought it was King of the Mountain or I can't. It's not Mansfield or something, is it? Methven, that's it.
Yeah. So that was a really cool award. I went down there in 2014 or 2015, last year they ran it. Yeah, and it was a cool little track, especially on a motorbike. It was really fun. But yeah, those things they take, especially a street race, like the setup on it and the regulation you got to go through Motorcycle New Zealand and through councils, especially.
Yeah.
When you end up and having to deal with the police crash you and everything afterwards, and you're probably not that passionate about bikes, so I can understand how the passion goes away. Yeah.
And so, what about spectator count on your side? Is that sort of picking up, or it's mainly family and friends, or?
At the Clay Classic, we just do a gold coin donation, and we donate everything to a mental health charity. We got okay. We didn't have the sidecars with us this year, and it probably hurt our crowd a little bit. The Speedo sidecars have a big following here. I know Rosebank's probably a little bit up 1 year's gone by. They've got a sort of semi-professional promoter in there now, and they've brought in not a car class, but what they call an outlaw cart. Cart with a 450 motocross bike motor in it and a wing on it.
Yeah.
They're starting to sort of pick up there a little bit. So I think more parts going to rock. They put in the lights last year, and you raced there under lights. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and then Oriti seems to be going all right. So we were meant to be on a demolition derby night at Waikato Park, which would have been a full house. Would have been 9,000 people. So that would have been cool to race in front of that many people again. So when we go to those type of events, the general motorsport fan loves us. If we go to a full midget car event, the purists don't like us because we're not midget cars. So like people come and talk to you in the parks, and I went up and sit with my parents and kids in the stand, and people are coming up to me and say they're loving the bikes and like that for the change. So I think the casual fan loves the difference of having cars and bikes, and like stock cars, midget cars, and So no, that side of it's going pretty good. So
it's cool having that mixed event, like it's sort of like the old days, isn't it? How you used to have speedway and cars running together. And it'll be interesting to see how you go if you eventually do separate and we have more classes of bikes. If you'll pull some of those fans over and they'll come and watch you racing and support you, it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah.
We did I don't know if you saw or listened to our podcast with Corey Texter, and it's funny how it seems to be pretty universal how dirt track or flat track seems to be the sort of poorer cousin and doesn't get the doesn't get the attention. And I'm not 100% sure if it's because of us or just not promoting it properly or what it is.
It's a number of factors. Yeah, it's really interesting to see the number of rides go away in the States, and I follow Corey a bit too, he's saying it's one of the worst years. The KTM going away and Yamaha halving the size of their team, and it's interesting. Like I follow AFT pretty well, and it seems I think if they lost roof systems of Dallas, Texas, they'd be in pretty big trouble because
Imagine,
half the field.
yeah, imagine if they lost Mission, or something. Yeah. America, well, the whole world's going through a change, isn't it? Industrial change and the way we live and work and everything's all changing. And yeah, I listened to some pretty doom and gloom podcasts about entrepreneurship and the economic state over there and that sort of things. And yeah, Australia's sitting pretty compared to America. I think New Zealand's probably not too bad either.
I don't think we're having the lows, and I think Europe. It's interesting to see the flat track in Europe get bigger, and
yeah,
I don't think Sammy's a big fan of speedway referees, from what I saw. But yeah,
yeah. I saw your comment on that.
GoPro showed that either, because I don't think he would have put the bad side of it through too. But yeah, yeah, it's interesting to see how that went, and I think New Zealand's a lot like Europe, where we're using speedway bike track.
Yeah,
and it's more a shale type system, and probably a little bit more not as grippy and as the clay track. So where Aussie's probably a bit more like America, where you're more grip with a little bit of shale tracks. So yeah.
So our sand granite tracks, yeah, it's sort of weird. They're all very different, and they can prep them very differently. So my local one can be very deep. Like you probably a lot of people before we started taking them there, the 19s that is, saying they just won't work on there, and we've proved they work on there. But are they superior? No, not compared to the 2118.
Would you? So you'd say deeper than what Moore Park was?
Oh yeah, 3 times. Yeah. Like a Loamy motocross track. Yeah, it's pretty.
You'd need a 21 in front.
Yeah. Well, you don't. It's just you don't quite have the front end confidence.
Yeah.
And what if I haven't experimented yet because I had laced everything up as 2.5s, but I'm wondering if a 2.15 with an American tire would hook up a little bit better because cut through. Yeah. Yeah, but my one was sitting on. I could feel it sitting on top of the surface and just spinning. So
I run a 2.15 front. So yeah, I run a 2.15 front and a 2.75 rear. So
yeah. So most of us over here are running 2.15 fronts and 2.5 rears, and some have gone 3 for the oil tracks because oil tracks are probably closer to the clay track.
Yeah. Oil tracks. It almost run a super motard setup.
Well, that's what they normally run. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some will have a 19-inch front with 17-inch rear.
Yeah.
And with a swirly wet tire on them.
Yeah.
But the 19s they hook up good. As far as I know, the soft compound's the best. And they do hook up really good. So
I think we need the harder compounds. I think you need the harder compounds for longer races, and we're not running.
Yeah, that's right. And we're the same. Our longest tracks are 800 meters, pretty much. So, which is double you guys, but they're not all like that. Like our local one's 600 meters, but we do have speedway ones that are sort of half of that track.
Yeah.
So they're about around 400, 430.
Yeah.
So there might be a couple bigger ones, 460 sort of thing, but our ones down here are about 430. But it's funny, a lot of the dirt trackers, so the Australian dirt track 20 with the big wheel on the front, don't like the oval stuff. They like the kidney bean tracks.
Kidney bean track, kidney shape, I call them, yeah. So,
yeah, but I love both. I love all of it. Yeah, all of it.
Well, I've never ridden anything oval, so yeah.
Oh, you're going to have to get your ass over here and have a crack.
Yeah, I'd love a TT. I'd love a TT. I grew up racing motocross and motard, so the TT really looks cool to me. So
yeah. Yeah, well, I'm just about finished the edit for the round 6 of the Gunnedah, so you have to check that out. It had 6 turns. It's quite technical. So it would have been good if it was a sand granite track, I reckon.
Yeah.
But it's still got a bit loose. Some sections was sort of ripped up a little bit.
Yeah.
But actually, I think that had the most crashes out of the 2 days.
Yeah.
Was on the TT, but
so Slower crashes in the sort of tighter corners, or the
I don't know about slower, but turn one had a good one in the Clubman Open class. Someone just, I think they washed their front wheel in front of the pack, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And nowhere to go. So up in the air they went. And there was a couple in the bottom pit corner.
Yeah.
Where there was a couple of holes had formed there. And I think, people, so my other rider, Brendan McCow, broke his foot there.
Yeah.
Just, didn't manage to change his line the next lap and lost the front.
Yeah.
But, sort of 70K, 80K sort of stuff. I don't know if you call that slow or fast, but
That's reasonable.
Yeah. That's reasonable, mid pace, I suppose. I believe all the riders are in recovery, and if not recovered already, so that's a good thing. But part of the sport.
Yeah. So
as we all know.
I notes I wrote down is there's another track running flat track just out of Christchurch, so Ellesmere, which is another New Zealand track, but a really we did a practice day down there last year after the Canterbury Champ. That's really cool. They're running us a lot too, so with sidecars and that as well. So the South Island guys probably got a lot of chances to race between already Ellesmere and Moore Park. So
that's great.
And run the day after the Canterbury Champ. So if you come over, you'll get 3 meetings in a week.
Oh, you couldn't? Right. I didn't know that one.
So that's 45 minutes south of Christchurch.
Is that a clay track too?
Clay track too, and it's semi-banked. So
cool. So you've ridden that one?
We rode there. We did a practice day last year, and we all had a trot around with everyone's bikes and So
what do you reckon about the bank tracks? Is Rosebank banked or is it flat? It's flat?
So the bank tracks are pretty cool. It's different to get your head around because you got a lot more rolling speed, and it probably makes pretty good racing because you can run 2 or 3 different lines. So so
it's a bit more like water in the bucket, isn't it?
What's that?
It's a bit more like water in the bucket. You just start really winding it on.
Exactly. You got to carry your momentum.
No, I'd be into that. I don't know. You're starting to twist my arm again. Like I taught myself out. I taught myself out of coming over. But it's tempting, very tempting. Yeah.
Well, I think if we can keep that setup going next year and have that 3 or 4, and it works for everybody. It helps Moore Park with numbers. It helps Ellesmere with numbers and all that. So
No, and I think you definitely, like, having Luke come over was a good move, and if there's interest here, it's just going to take a couple more to come over, and
exactly.
I think that, and if we can work out how to supply each other bikes so that you guys can come over, I think because the vibe I got down there in Christchurch was very similar to a day in the pits up here. Everyone's there for the same reason, as you said. With between South Island and North Island, we all just love getting out. A lot of people are from different disciplines, road racing, speedway, whatever, maybe getting a little bit older, but there's still some of the younger guys. Probably that's the thing you guys would notice here, obviously, with Aussie dirt track. You can race from 5 right through, so you'd notice the 15-year-olds walking around posing with their shirts off and stuff. But
the rest of us got. No, that was the cool thing about the Clay Classic too. We had like 7 South Islanders come up, so that was really, really cool to see that many guys come up.
And so they're all bringing their bikes over on the ferry. Is that what they're doing?
I think there were 3 different vehicles or 4 different vehicles that drove up. So
that's really cool. And and do you would have expectations for it to get bigger, but how do you think you guys are going to go about that? Have you got ideas to grow it, or
next idea is maybe trying to run a Central North Island one? I've got a couple of ideas of some of the tracks that I could run down there, so we really run like a Central Classic or something like that. And then maybe even the South Island one, maybe at Ellesmere or something like that, run a full flat track day with the different classes. Because at the moment when we run flat track, we run all in one class. So you could have a 20 out there. Most of us are these all 302 strokes. So So that would be the one. Maybe expand that sand split into 3 or 4 events.
Yeah, right. And have you do you promote just through Facebook, or is there other things like
when with the Clay Classic, there's some sponsors that come on board, like Yamaha sponsor it, so they do it through their social channels, and WY Wholesale or White Power Sports as they are now, they're the Shinko importer and the Shoei importer and the Fly Racing importer and Lead importer, so they're actually in Australia now too. So
right.
socials and things like that too. So Facebook is probably our number one, and it's so easy to reach people. And then we do posters and shops and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm going to let you get going, and I'll kick on as well.
10:15 and they're still not in bed. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's right. I was looking at my time again. You're 2 hours ahead, and you look like you're enjoying a bourbon and coke, is it?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So, it's Sunday night. I'm glad you took the time to chat to us, and it's great to hear that flat track still kicking on there in NZ and growing, and hopefully we can just work together and keep expanding it, and that's what the whole everything.
As I said to someone else, with the Oceania, maybe we can get an Oceania meeting going on in the future, something like that too. So yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's I don't know if you've seen the Smith brothers online at all up here, and just from the Central Coast. One of them was sort of going on about that as well. So it's just a matter of getting our A into G, and making it happen. So it doesn't happen any other way, So.
Well, thanks, Darcy, and hi everyone. Merry Christmas to everyone in Aussie, and we'll see you out racing.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys, and hopefully see you soon.
Okay, cheers,
All
mate.
right, mate. Catch you.
Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go.